Hey friends, welcome back to our channel. Today we're exploring a topic that fills many of us with hope and wonder. What does the Bible say about heaven? Let's dive into this beautiful and profound subject together. First, it's important to note that the Bible doesn't give us a complete, detailed description of heaven. Instead, it offers glimpses and promises that paint a picture of what awaits believers. Let's explore some key passages and concepts. Heaven as God's dwelling place. Throughout the Bible, heaven is described as the place where God dwells. In Matthew 6:9, Jesus teaches us to pray, "Our Father in heaven." This establishes heaven as God's realm. The new heaven and new earth Revelation 21, 1-4 gives us one of the most vivid descriptions of the eternal state. "Then I saw a new heaven and a new earth. I saw the holy city, the new Jerusalem, coming down out of heaven from God. He will wipe every tear from their eyes. There will be no more death or mourning or crying or pain, for the old order of things has passed away." This passage suggests that our eternal home will be a renewed creation, free from the effects of sin. Eternal life with God. Jesus promises eternal life to those who believe in him. In John 14, 2-3, he says, "My Father's house has many rooms. I'm going there to prepare a place for you. I'll come back and take you to be with me, that you also may be where I am." A place of joy and reward. Jesus often spoke of heaven in terms of reward. In Matthew 5:12, he encourages those persecuted for their faith. "Rejoice and be glad, because great is your reward in heaven." Worship and service Revelation depicts scenes of worship in heaven. For example, Revelation 7:9-10 describes a great multitude praising God. This suggests that worship will be a central activity in heaven. Now let's address some common questions about heaven. What will we do in heaven? While the Bible doesn't give a complete picture, it suggests we'll worship God, serve him, and enjoy his presence and creation without the limitations of our current earthly existence. Will we recognize our loved ones in heaven? While not explicitly stated, passages like 1 Thessalonians 4:13-18 imply that we will have continuity of identity and relationships. Is heaven just sitting on clouds playing harps? This popular image isn't biblical. The Bible presents heaven as a vibrant, active place, full of purpose and joy. Will there be time in heaven? Revelation 10:6 speaks of a time when there will be no more delay, which some interpret as the end of time as we know it. However, the exact nature of time in eternity isn't fully explained. Here are some key principles about heaven from the Bible. God's presence. The defining feature of heaven is the full, unhindered presence of God, Revelation 21:3. Perfection. Heaven is free from sin, death, and all effects of the fall, Revelation 21:4. Continuity and renewal. While heaven represents a new order, there's also continuity with our current existence, a renewal rather than a completely foreign reality. Joy and fulfillment. Heaven is presented as a place of ultimate joy and satisfaction, Psalm 16:11. Mystery. While the Bible gives us glimpses of heaven, much remains a mystery. As Paul writes in 1 Corinthians 2:9, "What no eye has seen, what no ear has heard, and what no human mind has conceived, the things God has prepared for those who love him." For those curious about heaven, focus on relationship with God. Remember, the greatest joy of heaven is being in God's presence. Live with eternal perspective. Let the reality of heaven influence how you live now. Share the hope. The promise of heaven is part of the good news we're called to share. Trust in God's goodness. Whatever the details, we can trust that God's plans for eternity are good and perfect. In conclusion, while the Bible doesn't give us a complete picture of heaven, it does promise a future of joy, purpose, and perfect relationship with God. Heaven is presented not just as a destination, but as the fulfillment of God's plan for his creation. As C.S. Lewis beautifully put it, "If I find in myself desires which nothing in this world can satisfy, the only logical explanation is that I was made for another world." What are your thoughts on heaven? How does the promise of eternity with God impact your life now? Share your ideas in the comments, but please keep the discussion respectful and kind. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like and subscribe. We explore these profound biblical concepts every week, always striving to connect them to our daily lives and deepen our faith. Until next time, keep seeking God's truth, living with eternal perspective. And remember, our ultimate hope is not just for a better life now, but for an eternity in God's presence.